Hey guys, what is going on? It is Ando, and today in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, the new content came out and we had an update with Coliseum going live. If you're a little bit confused, don't worry, and you have some questions, again, don't worry. I'm creating this video to try to help you guys out and just navigate everything because it is quite a bit to take in. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, to start us off, we have a new home screen. Kind of confusing. It's going to take a little bit to get used to, but as you log in, the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to click on your Stormtrooper Luke. It's going to take you to what you've seen before in this game, quite a few times, which is the new marquee system. So for that has been remained unchanged. You're going to complete tier 1 and then complete tier 2. As you do, you're going to get some shards like you used to do. And then what you should do is navigate to your era character. Now there's two ways that you can do that. I found that the easiest way for me is clicking here on the portrait of Stormtrooper Luke. But the other way you could do it is just to go home and then go into your collection. And the first thing that you now have is your era units. This is where you're going to go ahead and click again on the portrait of Stormtrooper Luke. And then the first thing that happens after you complete your event is that you will level up. Now, I do recommend you just complete level 1 and then come in here and level up because it's like playing the game in 2016 again. You're going to do 44 damage to characters, and it'll take you a long time if you don't level up. It's still going to take you a long time even if you do level up. But the first thing that you'll do then is you will level up, and in this new system, this is like a hybrid system of a little bit of gear and a little bit of your actual like leveling with training droids. So the first 4 steps of a 5-step series that goes on here is you will get 4 stat upgrades. This is again increasing health, damage, tenacity, all those good things. The next one on your 5th, upgrade, it's going to be an ability upgrade. So for this first one, it's our basic, it's our special, or our 2 specials, I should say. And then after that, you'll see 4 more stat upgrades, and then it's the leadership and then the unique. Now, for most of you that are free to play, or you're not going to drop any crystals on Farm Boy or Stormtrooper Luke, you're going to stop there at level 5. So you're going to hit level 5, you're going to level up, and then that's going to be it. Then what you're going to do is you're going to go back, and then you're going to go back into your Stormtrooper Luke event. You're going to hit tier 2 again, just so that way it's an ease of whatever you want to call it. You're just not waiting there for 50 minutes for it to happen. And then the next thing that you'll need to do is you're going to want to go navigate into Coliseum. Now, that's if you're completely free to play. We can branch off a little bit if you're deciding to do some other things, but we're going to go with Coliseum for now because I want to explain 2 things here as well. So you're going to get 5 attempts just like we used to do in Arena. It is very much reminiscent of that. Over here on your left side, you're going to have tier rewards for percentages that you get during your run. So the 2 things that I want to explain, though, of why it's kind of so important to wait to do all these things before you kind of go into your attacks, is that you are going to be given the 2 uniques here with, I think it's Jotaz. Is now there are 5 of them. Let me go ahead and move my camera so that way you guys can see this and see what I'm talking about. So it says now there are 5 of them. At the start of battle, up to 4 enemies are summoned based on this unit's era level and the lowest enemy's era level in the following descending order. So that's a very fancy way of saying that your Stormtrooper Luke is going to give everyone's stats, is going to give all these units their stats, right? So your Darth Vader Duel's End, your Inquisitor Barriss, your Asajj Ventress, and your Yoda and Chewie, they're going to take the stats and the level that your Stormtrooper Luke is at, and they're going to kind of be-race that same thing. So if you're at a level 5 with your Stormtrooper Luke, that means that all those characters are also level 5s as well. Here's the other thing that I want to point out, which is it's a pretty big thing when it comes to a very kind of confusing way of going about it. But at the start of battle, this is getting out of hand. At the start of battle, all enemies are considered to be from the following factions until the end of battle. So again, this is a fancy way of saying you have a Stormtrooper Luke. He is a rebel, right? And this is also going to add a bounty hunter tag to him, a droid tag to him, an Empire tag to him, an Inquisitorius tag to him, a Jedi Knight Sister, a Scoundrel, Sith, so on, so forth, right? So this is a fancy way of just saying all these guys now have the same tag. This is important because there are abilities in there that say something like heal 5% of all, heal 5% health on all UFU, unaligned force users' health. At first, if you don't think that that's going to help you, and in many cases it really doesn't, but in some cases it does. But if you think that that's not going to help you because there's only one unaligned force user being Asajj Ventress, then you probably won't really use that at all. But in the circumstance of this, all your characters would get that 5% healing. So just something for you guys to keep aware of. Now, again, I kind of want to just explain this part too. This is like Squad Arena, like I said, in 2016 to about 2021, except for instead of 24 individual payouts, there's now one. So the time of recording this, I have 14 hours and 16 minutes until I get my rewards. And these rewards are these, what they call era currency. I'll show you later on where those go to, but I just wanted to let you guys know that this is what you're fighting for right now. This is the reward that you're basically fighting for by upgrading your Luke, by upgrading, your characters to higher levels so that way you can complete this better. Okay, so now that we've navigated Colosseum a little bit, I will now go back into kind of explaining what else is there with the era currency. So there's this thing called the era shipment, and this is what I was talking about. This is your payout. So this is where you're going to get those coaxial servo motors. And as you can see, I think that is going to be really released to the people that are getting 500 to 1,000 a day. I don't think that this is going to be a mid to beginning game thing. This is for Relic 10, and yes, Relic Delta is doing some pretty impressive things right now. But I think the more important thing for a lot of mid-game players is trying to just curb and like shallow out that curve a little bit of getting you back into legacy mode where you can kind of not be gear crunch. And that's where I think these Lightspeed tokens are going to come in. You have these Erodium Lightspeed tokens, which will go to these characters. It gets them to level 85, Relic tier 5, and all the way up to 6 stars with their ability levels up to 6 stars as well. The other thing is, and I think the more affordable thing is the Carbonite Lightspeed token, which are only 1,000 of those era currencies. Those will get you to level 85, gear tier 12, 3 stars, and your ability levels up to 3. Now the big thing is getting to gear tier 12. For a lot of early to mid game players, you're still stuck behind Chirotech crunch, you're still stuck behind core gear crunch. But this is a way for you to kind of, again, flatten that curve, so to speak, and get to that point quicker, right? So by doing that too, you're now going to augment your relics with the gear that you're saving. Instead of spending 400 to 500 Chirotech per character, you're going to only spend about 100 Chirotech to get it to gear 13. So I think this is going to be a big benefit for a lot of people, right? And again, just based on where you are rank wise, I just don't think that a lot of people are going to be able to engage with the coaxial servo motors, but we'll see when this thing plays itself out. The other thing that I want to tell you about, again, I told you guys that if you are not dropping crystals to, kind of level these guys up, you will stop here at about level 5. And this is kind of where they'll get you, because you'll have enough ability mats to kind of go, I think, to 6 or 7. But you won't have enough of the era level currency. So here's where the other hidden secret is. If you go to the store, you're going to see here that this is the all you can eat buffet of packs. So again, just want to show you guys this because if this is the route that you want to go and it makes the most sense for you, just know that this is available, right? So it tells you kind of what those era levels, and they correspond to what, you know, what character level your character is at. So if I'm at level 10, I'm going to need more of these ability mats, and this is how I could get more of them by purchasing them. If I'm at 16 to 25, these are the ability mats, so on and so forth. But for most of you that just complete it kind of, you know, again, free to play, not spending anything, what you will be short on is the era level currency. So they give you some chances of, again, kind of giving you some more stuff if you just drop a few crystals. So if you're getting good, you know, GAC scores, and if you're getting good, you know, fleet arena scores, this is an avenue to where you can potentially boost yourself up and get a higher ranking score. So that way you can kind of continue to push and maybe get some higher ranks on your Coliseum, which will then feed into your tier rewards as well. And then will feed onto your rank, which will then feed into how much you're able to buy here inside of your shipments. So I just want to make you guys aware of all that stuff. I think that's going to cover it. Hopefully this helps you guys navigate all the new stuff that's happening. I didn't think that the Coliseum fight was that difficult, but let me know if you guys need to see any tips or tricks or whatever you guys want to see. But that's going to do it for this video. Again, hopefully this is helpful. Share it to your guildmates. It's definitely going to help them. I know there's frustration when anytime anything new is released because you're not quite understanding exactly what you're supposed to do out of it. But hopefully this made this simple. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one.